Good morning, one and all. Yeah, I don't have my eyebrows on yet. It's that early. I'm gonna put my eyebrows on until after 8 o'clock. My son this morning puts his hands over my face like he doesn't want me to see something. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm putting my hand on your eyebrows, Mom, because you look weird. So we're gonna put those on real quick. I'm gonna do it right here in front of y'all. Let's see if I can, actually. Do this backwards. Yay. Nope. Can't do it. It's backwards. I'm gonna grab a mirror. I'll be right back. Alright, a little tiny mirror. Let's do this, shall we? I don't know why it's different in a mirror, but it's not on the camera. I don't know. Hmm. And that's the style for that one today. This one will just be lines. We're gonna do some accents to this one too. And there we go for the day. Yeah. This one. Unique. Unique up on me. You about to get, I don't know. Tired. Not been sleeping well. I don't know why I'm recording. Boogity boogity. Morning eye boogers. I know in some countries they're called pia pia. Back to Pam. Hi Pam. Let's tilt that up some, shall we? There we go. Alright. Ding 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 ding. You're loud. Thanks. Today is the 17th. Really? It is? Yep, Tuesday the 17th. Faltering steps Show us thy way, O Lord, and let us walk in thy paths. You are doing so. This is the way of uncertain future and faltering steps. It is my way. Put all fear of the future aside. Know that you will be led. Know that you will be shown. I have promised. All in due time. That's why we must learn patience, because time is a man-made construct, and we are not on our time. We are in God's time. And after God calls, we have Jesus. You will not find my peace by engaging in excessive planning, attempting to control what will happen to you in the future. That is a commonly practiced form of unbelief. When your mind spins with multiple plans, peace may sometimes seem to be within your grasp, yet it always eludes you. Just when you think you have prepared for all possibilities, something unexpected pops up and throws things into confusion. I did not design the human mind to figure out the future. That is beyond your capability. I crafted your mind for continual communication with me. Bring me all your needs, your hopes and fears. Commit everything into my care. Turn from the path of planning to the path of peace. Dude's got it all figured out for us. All figured out. Why do we have to rush anything? Why do we have to figure it out? God's already got it figured out, man. Oh, Stoic. Where's my Stoic? Oh, give me your Stoic. Got it. This one says, think. Dealing with haters. What if someone despises me? Let them see to it. But I will see to it that I won't be found doing or saying anything contemptible. What if someone hates me? Let them see to it. But I will see to it that I'm kind and good-natured to all, and prepared to show even the hater where they went wrong. Not in a critical way, or to show off my patience, but genuinely and usefully. Marcus Aurelius. When someone has a strong opinion about something, it usually says more about them than whatever or whomever the opinion happens to be about. This is especially true when it comes to resentment and hatred of other people. It is sad irony that the prejudiced often harbor secret attractions to those they so publicly hate. For this reason, the Stoic does two things when encountering hatred or ill opinions in others. They ask, is this opinion inside my control? If there is a chance for influence or change, they take it. But if there isn't, they accept this person as they are, and never hate a hater. Our job is tough enough already. We don't have time to think about what other people are thinking, even if it's about us. That is some good knowledge there. Let me tell you what. I used to have paranoid schizophrenia, like my mom, and literally would be walking, and I use that word a lot, but literally I would be walking and I would look over at some people and they would be talking and just happen to glance at me, and my brain would be like, they're talking about me. But they're not talking about me. And even if they are, what does it matter? What does their opinion change? Is it really going to change me? And sadly, at some points in my life, I did. I allowed it to change who I was. And you should never change who you are to please somebody. Just be unapologetically you. If there are things that you don't like about yourself, then you change them. I'm sure everybody has something they don't like about themselves. And if you need help to change it, that's why we have therapists or professionals or motivational speakers or whatnot. There are different avenues. Self-help books. There are different avenues to help us change the things about ourselves we don't like. But until we accept them as part of who we are, we won't be able to change them. We'll just be chasing that chain around like a chicken. With its head cut off. I apologize. That was a big yawn. Wow. My cat's trying to eat my toes now. Do they smell good, Max? Huh? Do they smell good? Alright. Oh yeah. Quarter. Last one. For this morning. Getting quicker and quicker at these streams, guys. Alright. Mark 15:21 through 38. When what terrible and painful irony appears in these passages. 21 through 38. And they compelled one Simon a Cyrenian, that was who the singer was portrayed as in the song I sang yesterday. The father of Alexander and Rufus, his children are even mentioned, who was passing by, coming from the country to bear his cross. And they brought him unto the place called Golgotha, which is, being interpreted, the place of a skull. And they gave him to drink wine mingled with myrrh, but he received it not. And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, casting lots for them to see what each man should take. And it was the third hour when they crucified him. And the subscription of his accusation was written above, the King of the Jews. And with him they crucified two thieves, the one on his right hand and the other on his left. And the scriptures were fulfilled, which saith, And he was numbered with the transgressors. And those who passed by railed at him, wagging their heads and saying, Oh, thou that destroyest the temple and buildest in 3 days, save thyself and come down from the cross. Likewise also the chief priests, mocking, said among themselves of the scribes, He saved others, himself he cannot save? Let Christ, the King of Israel, descend now from the cross, that we may see and believe. And those who were crucified with him rivaled him. And when the 6th hour had come, there was a darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour. And at the 9th hour Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which is being interpreted, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And some of those who stood by when they heard it said, Behold, he calleth Elijah. And one ran and filled a sponge full of vinegar and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink, saying, Let him alone. Let us see whether Elijah will come to take him down. And Jesus cried with a loud voice and gave up his spirit. And the veil of the temple was rent in two from the top to the bottom. And when the centurion who stood opposite him saw that he was so, that he cried out and gave up his spirit, he said, Truly this man was the Son of God. But what it doesn't put in that scripture is that when he gave up his spirit, he said, It is done. I don't know about you, but the terrible and painful irony here is they mocked him. His father left him. And he still died for us. At this point in the Passion narrative, Jesus is a silent victim, controlled by people who are bent on his death. Throughout the Gospel, up to his arrest, he was the master of activities. Now he's acted upon. Though he was a robust, itinerant preacher, the beating he had received and the lack of food and sleep wore him down to where a stranger had to bear his cross. At the cross, his garments were removed and became the property of the soldiers who cast lots to see whose they would be. Crucifixion was a fairly bloodless method of execution. The nails used to fasten a person to the cross were likely driven through the wrist below the palm. Not in the palm, that would have ripped them out, but here, between those bones, where no major blood vessels run. In both Hebrew and Greek, the word for hand can refer to both the hand and the forearm. The palm of the hand itself does not have the structures necessary to carry the weight of the body in crucifixion. The median nerve runs through the center of the forearm and would be crushed by the nails, causing excruciating pain up the arm. Breathing was difficult. To get a good breath, victims of crucifixions had to push against their nailed feet and flex their arms, again causing agonizing pain. Exhaustion, asphyxia, was one of the possible causes of death. Jesus received tremendous mockery and humiliation during his crucifixion. The Gospel of Mark has a revelation, a secrecy motif in which Jesus typically calls for silence, but about who he is. Consequently, such Christological titles such as Lord, Son of God, or Christ do not appear often in the narrative. This element changes at the cross. He cannot be hidden. It is ironic that it is the religious leaders who use these titles in mocking Jesus, but these men are condemning themselves. One of their mocking statements stands out in Mark 15:31. They say, "He saved others, he cannot save himself." To make their point about his helplessness on the cross, they indicate that he did help others. The Greek verb can mean save, heal, or rescue. Thus, ironically, they admit he is the Savior. The irony goes further. The reason he could not or would not save himself was because at the cross, he was saving others still. It says read John 1:1-3, and then think about what this passage tells us about Jesus, the same Jesus who is being crucified here in Mark. How do we wrap our minds around what Christ's death means to us? John 1:1-3 is, and the Word, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Laminin. Literally the basic building block of all protein is laminin. And it looks like a cross. That's going to be all for now. Gotta get the house ready for childcare, and we'll come back later. Hope you enjoyed this morning session, and before I go, I want to say a prayer to everybody who's watching. Holy God, creator of all things, we are but figments in your mind. But your mind is so vast, we know that you can see everything from the beginning to the end, and you have a greater plan and purpose for all of us. Lord, help us to follow your plan, to lead by example as Christ did, even unto death. Help us to be the example of your love here on earth. You flow through us. Help us to allow you to speak through us, to appear through us in our actions and our words. We cannot see the wind, but we can see the effects of wind. And Lord, we may not be able to see you all the time, but we can feel your effects. Help us to spread this message throughout the world, that you just want us all to be connected again. Why must we be so divided? Lord, whoever is hearing this message, just be with them. Send your hedge of protection around them, your angels. You said that whatever we command in your name shall be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, we just worship you and praise you and thank you for these days. that we may learn and grow closer to you. Amen. This is the way. Peace be with you.